Question number 2, Nuk Korako.
E te mana whakawā, ka mihi. Mr. Speaker, my question...
Order. I've now called Nuk Korako. Nuk Korako, question number 2.
Kia ora no. Mr. Speaker, my question is to the Minister of Finance. What reports has he received on the economy and particularly on New Zealand's creditworthiness compared to other developed countries?
Honourable Bill English.
Mr. Speaker, I've seen a recent report from credit ratings agency Moody's Investor Service, which reaffirms New Zealand's AAA rating with a stable outlook. Moody's notes that despite a fall in dairy prices during 2014, New Zealand's economy is growing relatively strongly. They expect continued growth of around 3%. Overall, it's a positive assessment of the direction that the New Zealand economy is going.
Supplementary question, Nuk Korako.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. What does Moody's say about New Zealand's economic performance compared to other developed economies?
Honourable Bill English.
Mr. Speaker, it made a number of comparisons. They say that New Zealand has demonstrated a track record of somewhat faster and more stable growth in the recent past compared to other developed countries. They do point out that New Zealand is pretty focused on the agricultural sector as its main source of export revenue, but points out that New Zealand demonstrates some degree of diversity of individual products within this larger segment of agricultural exports. They note there are also a number of other factors which reduce the risk of economic concentration in agriculture, including our relatively low reliance on agricultural employment. We're only around 6.4% of total employment, they point out, is in the agricultural sector.
Supplementary question, Nuk Korako.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. What did Moody's say about New Zealand's current account balance?
Honourable Bill English.
Like all other credit rating agencies, Moody's highlights New Zealand's current account deficit as a risk, as they have done for around 30 years. However, there is reason to believe we're making progress in this area, and we expect further improvements over the next few years as we implement further economic reforms. The current account deficit continues to be smaller than forecast and currently sits around 2.6% of GDP, so it'll be interesting to see whether it goes as negative as some people forecast. Household savings have been positive for the past 5 years for the first time in 20 years, and the net international investment position has fallen consistently over the last 6 years. These are all some signs of moderate progress on long-term imbalances in the New Zealand economy.
Supplementary question, Nuk Korako.
Supplementary. How is the government's fiscal policy contributing to New Zealand's stable ratings outlook?
Honourable Bill English.
Mr. Speaker, Moody's makes the same point as other credit rating agencies that while New Zealand has very high levels of household debt, this is offset to some extent by the strength of the government's finances. The ratio of government debt to GDP is well below the median of AAA sovereign-rated countries, and Moody's believe that government debt will continue to decline over the next few years as a percentage of GDP.
Question number 3, Dr. Russell Norman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.